Thank you, Madam Chair. And again, I want to thank you for holding this hearing because I think it is very timely, particularly when you combine this hearing with what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days in terms of authorization for use of military force. You know, I come from the business world, so I've done a lot of strategic planning. And there's a process to go through, and this is really, to a certain extent, part of the first step in any strategic planning process. It's defining reality. You know, what is the reality? The next step would be defining an achievable goal. So that's, I think, what we're going to be talking about in the authorization. You know, what is the achievable goal? So, you know, from my standpoint, I just have a lot of questions. And I think that's the first part of our discussion, our debate, is let's get the questions. Let's be asking the right questions. Now, let me just kind of list a couple of them. Here's the first question. Who is the enemy we're talking about? As we debate an authorization for the use of military force, who's the enemy? Is it ISIS? Is it ISIL? Is it Al-Qaeda? Is it Al-Shabaab? Is it Boko Haram? You know, who is the enemy? Where are they? Are we just talking about Syria and Iraq? Are we talking about Yemen? Are we talking about Afghanistan and Pakistan? Are we talking about what's rising out of Libya? You know, how pervasive is this? You know, what is our goal? What is an achievable goal? That's the first thing. Is you want to set yourself up for success. Is it literally to degrade and then defeat? What does defeat look like? What is an achievable goal? Maybe we should be talking about containment. I don't know. I think we need to ask those questions. And then I think, particularly for this panel, the question I certainly came here today asking is, at what point should the U.S. get involved? At what point should America intervene? Is it after 10,000 people have been slaughtered? Is it the point where we think maybe hundreds of thousands of people might be at risk? Is it when 2 million people are displaced outside of a particular country? What is the criteria that America should really establish for our intervention, for putting the lives of the finest among us at risk? What are those criteria? I don't think, in general, we ask those kind of questions. We don't have that thorough debate, which is why, last week in our foreign policy committee discussion on taking a vote, we are a long way from having the thoughtful type of debate, the type of discussion to ask those kind of questions and to get answers to those kind of questions. So again, I appreciate this hearing. This is just the first step in what should be a number of hearings to get to those answers.